I received the following letter. My son is 30 years old. When he was 4, I gave him up to social services because my life was an absolute mess. I didn't see him again for like 10 years. Now he comes to me with all these memories of being physically and sexually abused by his father, who is dead, and by several of those old foster parents. He's confused about who did what to him and when. He's angry and depressed. All I know is that I've always loved him, but I don't know how to help him now. End quote. When you're dealing with your children, always tell the truth, look at how things really are or were, and then love them as well as you can in this moment. First, you said that you've always loved your son, but you'll discover that you'll be able to help him much better if you start with the truth here, which is that it's very unlikely, impossible really, that you've always loved him. You've wanted to love him, you tried to love him, but the truth is you physically abandoned him for at least 10 years, and in your own words, if your life was an absolute mess, it's highly unlikely, impossible really, that you were in a position to offer him much emotionally for a much longer period than just those 10 years. I'm sure you thought of him, but that's far from giving him the emotional support and love that he's needed. And it's a long way from your claim to have always loved him. And you just need to tell the truth about it. You don't need to feel terrible about it. Just be truthful. It's hard to deny the truth, really. You're seeing the results of all that lack of love. He's angry and depressed and confused. Now he needs you to tell him the truth without excuses and varnish. Tell him you abandoned him. Don't sugarcoat it. Tell him that you didn't know how to love him. Tell him that now you understand how difficult it's been for him to have been thrown out in the world with no parents at all, to have nobody to protect him, and to be at the mercy of people who then sexually and physically abused him. Being sexually abused is awful, but when people are surrounded by love, they can recover from that. The far greater wound is not being loved. That is his primary wound. You can address the sexual abuse if you wish. If he can remember specific people who abused him and who can be prosecuted so others can be protected, then take those steps. But only do that if he's sure of who abused him. Pursuing his abusers won't heal him anyway. It's only love that will heal him. Your love will help him a lot, but don't take all the burden of his healing on yourself. Connect him with as many loving people as possible. Help him find real love groups in person, people online, real love people in teleconference calls, and so on. Then, if you don't see improvement soon with a real love approach, or if you hear any talk at all about suicidal thoughts, he might have to see mental health professionals. Don't hesitate to get him whatever help he needs. As you assist him, don't treat him like a victim or like a baby. That'll make him just feel like a victim and make things worse. Just give him the kind of parental support and guidance that he's never gotten, the kind he's always deserved and that you just didn't know how to give him before. You don't have to make up for the past. You don't have to feel terrible. Just give him the best kind of love you have now.